First up, well, as the global chorus for the release of hostages held by Palestinian militant groups Hamas has only increased, the US says a deal is near to secure the release of hostages. About 240 people were taken hostage by Hamas during the cross-border rampage and attacks on October 7th. That prompted Israel to invade the Gaza Strip. And amid the global outcry, Hamas's leader Ismail Haniyeh has said that his movement is nearing a truce agreement with Israel. Meanwhile, in a press briefing by the White House, the national security spokesperson John Kirby has said that a hostage deal is close to happening.
That the Department of Defense was tracking a high altitude. I know this is of great interest to all of you. I just want to let you know we're still working this hour by hour. I do not have an update for you on the hostage deal that we're trying to negotiate. But as you heard the Deputy National Security Advisor say yesterday, we believe we're closer than we've ever been. So we're hopeful. But there's still work to be done, and nothing is done until it's all done. So we're going to keep working on this.
On the other hand, as Tel Aviv's offensive against Gaza continues for over a month, Israel's ambassador to the United States, Michael Herzog, has said in an interview to a media outlet that Israel is hopeful that a significant number of hostages could be released by Hamas in the coming days. Separately, in Iraq, the U.S. Army bases came under drone attacks. The Islamic resistance in Iraq has claimed responsibility for the attacks. The country's Islamic resistance targeted the U.S. Army's base camps in Iraq and Syria. The resistance also confirmed attacking western Iraq's Al-Assad air base, which hosts U.S. forces. Now, Kataib Hezbollah, a part of the Islamic resistance in Iraq, expressed its solidarity with the Gaza Strip and laid emphasis on its commitment to fight against the American-Israeli offensive. And our correspondent Jody Cohen is now joining us live on this broadcast for the very latest on this from Tel Aviv. And Jody, now President Biden has given a positive response to reporters when asked if a hostage release deal is close. Just how close do you think we are to seeing that happen?
Hi, Barabi. So I'm at a vigil for the families of the hostages here in Tel Aviv, and there's lots of school children here who've also come to hear about those who've been taken hostage. Now, Israel has suggested that the window of opportunity has reopened for a potential hostage deal. They've said that the days ahead will be critical, but cautions the public not to listen to the rumours, but to listen to announcements coming from the government. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu, Defence Minister Gallant and War Cabinet Minister Gantz met with some of those families of the hostages yesterday and called securing the hostage release a sacred and supreme mission. Israel's goals, remember, are rescuing the hostages and dismantling Hamas. Some of the hostage families, or all of their families, their priority is understandably to release their loved ones. We've been hearing that we're closer potentially to a deal than ever before. Ismail Haniyeh, the head of Hamas, has also talked about a potential truce being reached, and White House spokesperson John Kirby also reiterated what President Biden had said about being closer to a deal. Remember, this deal being discussed potentially is a partial release. It's around 50 of the women and children hostages. Hamas is demanding in return the release of Palestinian prisoners, a 5-day pause in fighting, and that Israel must not use observation drones during that time to monitor Hamas movements and protect their soldiers. So it remains to be seen what happens over the coming days with that potential deal.
Right, Jody, and what are the latest developments on the war front in Gaza and also, of course, in Lebanon and other parts surrounding the Gaza Strip?
Right, of course, we're looking right now at a full war on the Gaza border, but there's also fighting on the northern border. Now, Hamas has claimed responsibility for rockets fired at central Israel on Monday night. The IDF says it struck 250 Hamas targets in the past day and found Hamas rocket-making lab, weapons and a tunnel in another mosque in Gaza City. On the northern front, US envoy Amos Hochstein is in Israel. He's going to be briefing officials on the talks he's been holding in Lebanon aimed at preventing the expansion of hostilities there. And he says that he's working to pressure Lebanon not to stop Hezbollah from attacking Israel on the northern border there as well.
Right, Jody. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with that.